Study Article 23. This article will be studied during the week of August 9th through 15th. With Jehovah, you are never alone. Theme text: Jehovah is near to all those calling on him. Psalm 145:18. Song 28, Gaining Jehovah's Friendship. Preview: Do you sometimes fight feelings of loneliness? If so, be assured that Jehovah is keenly aware of your struggle and that he is willing to provide the support you need. In this article, we will discuss what you can do to cope with feelings of loneliness. We will also learn how you can encourage fellow worshipers who feel lonely. Paragraph 1, question: Why may servants of Jehovah sometimes feel alone? Most of us feel lonely at times. For some, these feelings soon pass. For others, the loneliness may linger. We may feel lonely even when we are surrounded by people. Some struggle to fit into a new congregation. Others come from a close-knit family, but they suffer from loneliness when they move far away from their relatives. Still others deeply miss the companionship of a loved one who has passed away. And some Christians, especially those who have recently learned the truth, feel isolated when they face rejection or persecution from unbelieving family members and former friends. Paragraph 2, question: What questions will we answer? Jehovah knows and understands everything about us. When we are feeling lonely, he is aware of that, and he wants to help us overcome those feelings. How does Jehovah help us? What can we do to help ourselves? And how can we help others in our congregation who feel lonely? Let us consider the answers to these questions. Jehovah takes note. Paragraph 3, question: How did Jehovah show concern for Elijah? Jehovah is keenly interested in the welfare of all his worshipers. He is near to each one of us, and he notices when we feel overwhelmed by discouraging feelings. Consider how attentive Jehovah was to his prophet Elijah. That faithful man lived during a difficult time in Israel's history. Worshippers of Jehovah were being severely persecuted, and Elijah was a special target of powerful enemies who opposed God. What may also have troubled Elijah was the feeling that he was the only prophet left serving Jehovah. God quickly took note of Elijah. Jehovah sent an angel to reassure his prophet that he was not alone, that there were still many other God-fearing Israelites. The picture caption reads, Jehovah sent an angel to reassure Elijah that he was not alone. Paragraph 4, question: How does Mark 10:29 and 30 reflect Jehovah's concern for his servants who may lack the support of others? Jehovah understands that when we choose to serve him, some of us have to give up a great deal. That may include the support of unbelieving relatives and former friends. Perhaps with a note of concern in his voice, the Apostle Peter once asked Jesus, "We have left all things and followed you. What then will there be for us?" Matthew 19:27. Jesus warmly reassured his disciples that they would gain a vast spiritual family. Mark 10:29 and 30 reads, Jesus said, "Truly I say to you, no one has left house or brothers or sisters or mother or father or children or fields for my sake and for the sake of the good news, who will not get 100 times more now in this period of time, houses, brothers, sisters, mothers, children, and fields with persecutions, and in the coming system of things, everlasting life." And Jehovah, the head of our spiritual family, promises that he will support those who want to serve him. Consider some practical things that you can do to receive Jehovah's help when battling feelings of loneliness. What you can do if you feel alone. Paragraph 5, question: What benefits come from focusing on how Jehovah is sustaining you? Focus on how Jehovah is sustaining you. This will help you to maintain a balanced view of your situation. A single sister named Carol, who has no family in the truth, says, "Looking back and meditating on how Jehovah has supported me through trials really helps me feel that I'm not alone, and it reassures me that Jehovah will be there for me in the future." Paragraph 6, question. How can 1 Peter 5, 9, and 10 encourage those who struggle with feelings of loneliness? Think about how Jehovah is helping fellow believers who feel lonely. 1 Peter 5, 9, and 10 reads, "But take your stand against him, firm in the faith, knowing that the same kind of sufferings are being experienced by the entire association of your brothers in the world. But after you have suffered a little while, the God of all undeserved kindness, who called you to his everlasting glory and union with Christ, will himself finish your training. He will make you firm. He will make you strong. He will firmly ground you." Hiroshi, a brother who for many years has been the only witness in his family, says, "In the congregation, it is easy to see that no one has perfect circumstances. Knowing that we are all doing our best to serve Jehovah can encourage those of us who are alone in the truth." Paragraph 7, question. How does prayer help you? Maintain a good spiritual routine. This includes openly telling Jehovah how you feel. One of the most important things that helped me to cope with my loneliness was praying fervently to Jehovah, says Maciel. She is a young sister who felt isolated from her family when she took a stand for the truth. He was a real father to me, and I prayed to him every day, many times a day, letting him know how I felt. Paragraph 8, question. How does reading God's Word and meditating on it help you? Read God's Word regularly, meditating on specific accounts that highlight Jehovah's love for you. Bianca, a sister who has to endure discouraging comments from her family, explains, "Reading about and meditating on Bible accounts and life stories of Jehovah's servants who have faced similar situations really helps me. Some Christians memorize scriptures that are particularly comforting, such as Psalm 27:10 and Isaiah 41:10. Others find that listening to audio recordings of the study material helps them to feel less lonely when preparing for the meetings or doing their Bible reading." The following is a description of the picture being considered with paragraph 8. A brother whose wife has died benefits from listening to audio recordings of the Bible and study material. The picture caption reads, "Listening to audio recordings of the Bible and Bible-based publications may help those who are alone to feel less lonely." Paragraph 9, question. How does attending meetings benefit you? Strive to attend meetings regularly. You will benefit from the encouraging program, and you can also get to know your brothers and sisters. Maciel, quoted earlier, says, "Although I was very shy, I resolved to attend every single congregation meeting and to offer a comment. This helped me to feel part of the congregation." Paragraph 10, question. Why is it important to build friendships with faithful Christians? Build friendships with faithful Christians. Seek out friends in the congregation whom you can learn from, even those whose age or background is different from yours. The Bible reminds us that wisdom is found among the aged. Job 12:12. Older ones can learn much from faithful younger ones too. David was much younger than Jonathan, but that did not prevent them from enjoying a close friendship. David and Jonathan helped each other to serve Jehovah despite serious challenges. Our brothers and sisters can really become our spiritual parents or siblings, says Irina, a sister who is currently the only witness in her family. Jehovah can use them to fill our need. Paragraph 11, question. What must you do to build strong friendships? Making new friends may not be easy, especially if you are shy. Retna, a timid sister who learned the truth despite opposition, admits, "I had to accept the fact that I needed the help and support of my spiritual family. It can be a challenge to share your feelings with someone else, but such open communication is the basis for a close friendship. Your friends want to encourage and support you, yet they need you to let them know how they can do so. Paragraph 12, question: how can the ministry help you to make good friends? One of the best ways to make friends is by sharing in the ministry with fellow Christians. Carol, quoted earlier, says, "I have gained many good friendships by spending time with sisters in the ministry and in other theocratic activities. Jehovah has supported me over the years by means of these friends." Building friendships with faithful Christians is definitely worth the effort. Jehovah uses such friendships to help you battle distressing feelings such as loneliness. Help others to feel part of our family. Paragraph 13, question: what responsibility do all in the congregation have? All in the congregation have a responsibility to contribute to a loving and peaceful environment where no one feels completely alone. What we do and say can really make a difference. Notice what one sister said: "When I learned the truth, the congregation became my family. I could not have become one of Jehovah's Witnesses without their support." What can you do to help those who are alone in the truth to feel that they are part of the congregation? Paragraph 14, question: what can you do to make friends with new ones? Take the initiative to offer your friendship. We can start by warmly welcoming new ones to the congregation. However, we want to offer more than just a friendly greeting. We want to build strong friendships over time, so take a warm and sincere interest in new ones. While respecting their privacy, try to understand what they may be going through. Some may have difficulty expressing their feelings, so be careful not to pressure them to talk. Rather, kindly draw them out with discreet questions and listen patiently to their answers. For example, you could ask how they came to know of the truth. Paragraph 15, question: how can mature Christians help others in the congregation? All in the congregation will grow spiritually when mature Christians, especially the elders, take an interest in them. Melissa, who was raised in the truth by her mother, says, "I can't express how much I appreciate the brothers who have made themselves available to me as spiritual fathers over the years. Whenever I need to talk, I have someone to turn to." Mauricio, a young brother who felt abandoned when his Bible teacher left the truth, relates, "The elders' personal interest in me made a big difference. They regularly talked to me. They worked with me in the ministry, shared with me gems from their personal Bible study, and even played sports with me." Both Melissa and Mauricio went on to serve in the full-time ministry. Paragraphs 16 and 17, question: in what practical ways may we be able to help others? Help in practical ways. Often all you need is a simple act of kindness at the right time, says Leo, who serves as a missionary in a land far away from his family. I remember one day when I had a car accident. By the time I finally made it home, I was stressed out. But then a couple invited me over for a simple meal. I don't remember what we ate, but I do remember that they kindly listened to me. In the end, I felt much better. We all enjoy theocratic events, such as assemblies and conventions, partly because we get to spend time with others, conversing about the program together. However, Carol, quoted earlier, says, "I find assemblies and conventions especially difficult." Why? Even though I am surrounded by hundreds or even thousands of brothers and sisters, she says, often they are all paired off with their families. For me, the feeling of being alone is particularly strong. Others find it difficult to attend a convention or an assembly for the first time after losing their mate in death. Do you know of someone who faces such challenges? Why not extend an invitation to him to enjoy the next theocratic event together with your family? Paragraph 18, question: how can we apply 2 Corinthians 6:11-13 when we show hospitality? Spend time together. Try to include different brothers and sisters in your social activities, especially those who may feel alone. We want to open our hearts wide, particularly toward such ones. 2 Corinthians 6:11-13 reads, "We have opened our mouth to speak to you, Corinthians, and we have opened wide our heart. We are not restricted in our affections for you, but you are restricted in your own tender affections for us. So in response, I speak as to my children. You too open your hearts wide." It was always a treat when friends invited us to visit them and their families or to go on trips together, recalls Melissa, quoted earlier. Is there someone in your congregation to whom you can extend hospitality? Paragraph 19, question. When might spending time with fellow Christians be especially helpful? There may be times when fellow Christians would especially appreciate our association. Some may find it difficult to be around unbelieving relatives during holidays. Others may find certain dates, such as the anniversary of the death of a loved one, very painful. When we offer to spend time with brothers and sisters who are experiencing such challenges, we show them that we genuinely care. The following is a description of the picture being considered with paragraphs 16-19. A brother and his daughter visit an older brother in the congregation and show kindness toward him. The picture caption reads, "Is there someone in your congregation who would especially appreciate your kindness and association?" Paragraph 20, question. How can Jesus' words recorded at Matthew 12:48-50 help us when we feel lonely? There are many reasons why a Christian could at times feel alone. Yet, we must never forget that Jehovah is fully aware of such feelings. He provides us with what we need, often by means of our fellow Christians. Matthew 12:48-50 reads, In reply, he said to the one who spoke to him, "Who is my mother and who are my brothers?" And extending his hand toward his disciples, he said, "Look, my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of my Father who is in heaven, that one is my brother and sister and mother." In turn, we show Jehovah our appreciation for his loving arrangement when we do our best to support our spiritual family. No matter how we may sometimes feel, we are never alone because Jehovah is always by our side. How would you answer? How do we know that Jehovah takes note of our feelings? What can we do when we struggle with feelings of loneliness? How can we help fellow Christians to feel part of the congregation? Song 46, We Thank You, Jehovah. End of article.